Yeah, listen to this video. You can tell that this man is speaking our mind. He spoke our mind 100%. And that's the reason I picked this video. I want you to see it for yourself.
Honestly, anybody who has the power to die and resurrect, and that person promises you that he is coming to die and save you, it's a scam. If somebody who is multi-rich, that can never be poor, gives you money and tells you because of the money I gave you, I became poor, it is a lie. So this person has the power to die and resurrect, then came and told you, I will die to save you. When you die, you must remain dead. That's why the Jews are saying, even if Jesus says he's the Messiah, when he comes the second time, they will catch him and crucify him again because he must remain dead. Queen, now, why do we sacrifice? We sacrifice to atone to a God.
Okay.
Now, God came, sacrificed himself to atone to who? So this God, there was a problem with sin. He couldn't stop sin. The only way this God can stop sin is to become a human being, to be beaten, die, atone, pour the blood to atone to himself. That's it, Queen. When you sin, when you break a law and you want to do atonement,
Okay.
is it a God that atone for you the sinner, or you the sinner must plead for the sin you committed? When you check the context of Christianity, Christianity makes you feel inferior, makes you see yourself as human beings are the problem. Queen Liz, I'm telling you, human beings are not the problem according to Christianity. If there is a problem, the problem is the God of the Bible. He made the mistake. This God came and died to overcome death. He created. You created death. If you don't need death, just let death cease to exist. You say you come to die to go to hell to overcome death, and still Christians are dying and you go and you come back. I told you the other day that the religion that doesn't make sense to the highest degree is Christianity. That is why some people shouldn't come and debate me, because logic will finish religion in seconds. Where did the problem with sin started? It started in heaven, not in the Garden of Eden. Christianity intentionally tells you that you are all sinners because of what Adam did, because Adam ate from the tree. It is a lie. Even according to Christianity, everything started in the presence of you, this God who said you came as Jesus. What happened? You created an angel called Lucifer. Lucifer started misbehaving and deceived 1/3 of the angels. Now, in another context, so where was God's security? Where was God's CCTV camera? All of a sudden, sin entered Satan. Where from the sin that entered Satan? So even according to the Quran, see, Iblis told Allah that you have led me astray. It is your fault. This almighty God who can forgive sin, who says it's not the author of confusion, couldn't even call Satan and the fallen angels and then sat down with them in heaven to resolve their issue. All of a sudden, Revelation chapter 12 verse 7, fight started. Then you push Satan to man, who doesn't know his left and right. Now, when God created Adam and Eve and placed them in the garden, who should have provided security? It was God. Do you know what? When God drove Adam and Eve from the garden, this God was wise enough to send an angel to come and guide the tree. Now, am I lying?
Yeah.
Come and guide the tree so that they will not eat. If this God is so smart to guide the tree, why didn't he guide Adam and Eve from the evil one? All of a sudden, Satan came, deceived Adam and Eve. At that particular moment, Adam and Eve never knew good and evil like babies, and they were deceived. And they ate from the tree. You, God, didn't forgive them even once. Started cursing human beings, started cursing. All of a sudden, in some time, you saw what was going on and you regretted that God regretted creating man. I don't need a God who regrets creating man but didn't regret creating Satan. What kind of God is this? So I say sometimes in my presence there are some utterances when you make, when I apply my logic, because the brain I have is God-given. It is called the detector of error. So Queen Liz, one of the most useless theories is for you to tell me God became a human being to die and save human being. What are you telling me? Then this God, after dying, didn't stop sin. Oh, he came and died. Still people are committing sin. He said he's going, he will return again to do what? If you came to overcome sin, the moment, because please, when you are owing and I pay. Okay. Are you still owing? No. So men sin, God came in human flesh, died to atone for sin. Game over. Now they are telling us the death of Jesus. Jesus died to pay for the sins of unborn children. When Jesus was crucified, Abraham, I wasn't born. Then he said he came to die. Why? How did he know I will commit our sin? How did he know the sin I will commit? Did I even tell him I need somebody to die for my sins? according to the Bible. Nobody dies for somebody's sin. Christians, I'm telling you, the concept changed in the Old Testament. Another thing that makes it a useless theory is human sacrifice. My fellow Christians, are you reasoning at all? It's yesterday that we had a man and the wife has unalive a 3 month baby or so for money rituals. Go and see social media. Oh, this is evil. This is evil. Then you tell me God killed his own son, committed murder. What is this? Can I learn from this example? Okay, meaning me too, I have a lot of kids. Can I unalive one of my kids to save the rest? The God of the Bible, according to the Old Testament, hates human sacrifice. According to the Old Testament, nobody dies to save anybody. Leviticus 18:20. That would have fast. So I'm telling you, there is a different concept of God in the Old Testament and a different concept of God in the New Testament. Show me one verse in the Old Testament that they said the Messiah is coming to die and save mankind. Christians think they've seen some sacrifices in the Old Testament. So those sacrifices were there so that when you take somebody's wife or steal, then you bring sheep. That's not the concept. You think people that go to idol to worship idol, when they go with sheep and cow, it is because they have sinned? No, you don't understand the concept of sacrifice in the Old Testament. That's why I say some people, you have to come down steady, understand Judaism, because they are the originators of the Old Testament. New Testament. Let's go. Just 10 minutes. So let's go. No, Ezekiel 18:20.
Okay.
Then you give me Deuteronomy, then okay. I pause there. So with all due respect, to me, it is one of the useless concepts. For God, just kill Satan, case die. This one guy called Satan. This God brought the flood, took the Israelites, was killing people. David, Goliath, and Satan, and this God, and when the said, like the God is a God of love. To stop everything, kill Satan. It's like Tom and Jerry. The day that the cat eats the mouse, game over. Let's go, read.
Ezekiel 18:20.
Yeah, the first. Ezekiel 18 verse 20.
It is the one who sinned.
It is the one who sinned.
Who will die?
Who will die?
A son is not to suffer because of his father's sin.
A son should not suffer because of the father's sin.
No, a father because of the sin of his son.
The father will not bear the sins of the child.
Good people will be rewarded for doing good.
If you are good, your good belongs to you.
And evil people will suffer for their
evil. And if you are evil, you suffer for your evil. Why are you telling me God came down to die and save mankind? To atone to which God? So the concept, with all due respect, doesn't make sense and it's useless.
Deuteronomy 24:16.
Deuteronomy 24 verse 16.
Verse number 16.
Verse 16.
Parents are not to be put to death.
Parents are not to be put to death
for the crimes committed by their children.
For the crimes committed by their children.
And children are not to be put to death.
Children are not to be put to death
for the crimes committed by their parents.
Why are you telling me I'm suffering because of Adam's sin? Did you see me in